Everyone, welcome back to another episode of this story. I hope you are loving this story. So please tell me in the comment section whatever you feel about the story, and please suggest me if you have any suggestions so that I can work better. Okay, so let's start the story. Both boys are deep in their own world. They didn't saw their parents are looking at them like fans. Mr. Kim, they are looking so cute together. Mrs. Jian made for each other. Mr. Kim, baby, look at your son. He's listening to Jungkook without arguing. Jian, finally, my bunnish love is not one-sided. Mrs. Kim, I already told you guys Taeyang is already into Jungkook, but he is dense. Mrs. Jian, yeah, like you. Mrs. Kim, no need to remember the past. Mr. Kim, but that's true, baby. Jian, yeah, whole university knew about Mr. Kim's love on you, expect you. Mrs. Kim, focus on your son. Focus on your son's love story, not us. Mr. Kim, Jungkook is going to give some gift to the young Mrs. Kim. I'm curious. Mr. and Mrs. Jian, then they saw Jungkook stand from his chair and he took something out of his pocket. He went behind Taeyang and said Taeyang to close his eyes. Taeyang closed his eyes at Jungkook's request. Then he felt Jungkook's hand on his neck. After that, he felt a cold metal touch his skin. Jungkook, open your eyes now. Taeyang opened his eyes and looked at the thing which Jungkook placed in his neck. It is a necklace which contains diamond stone inside heart-shaped pendant. Taeyang, what it is, young Jungkook? That's gift for you on our first date. I know it's not special and unprepared and unexpected date, but I wanted to give you something on our first meet. This is first step in our relation and I want it to be special. I don't know you are going to expect me or not. But I want to use this opportunity for a month to make you expect me. I don't want at the end of the month to say myself I didn't make any serious effort to impress you. At the end of the month, at least I can tell myself you tried your best, Jungkook. Taeyang, I don't know what's going on in your mind, but I just want to know, are you really ready to date me with your own choice, not because of our family? I know in the morning I only told you to date me for a month, but still I want to know you are forcing yourself for dad, mom, uncle, auntie, me or anyone else. You can tell me whatever. Taeyang looked at Jungkook, processing what Jungkook said. The Jungkook he is breaking at the time of eating is no more here. Jungkook, this Jungkook is mature, understanding and transparent. Taeyang thought today itself he saw many types of Jungkook. One at the morning who talked like businessman, second at the media talked like boldness, third at the lunch breaking like lover, and now talking like a mature man. No, on other side, parents. Jian, oh, that's my mom's necklace. Mrs. Kim and Mr. Kim, what? Jian, but why he have that? Mrs. Jian, maybe mom gave it to him. Jian, we will ask him later. Mrs. Jian, oh, my bunny is so mature. Mr. Kim, really, it's really surprising for me. We never saw this side of Jungkook. Jian, I'm revealed now. There is no need to think about cooking now. He can handle both business and Taeyang. Mrs. Kim, but we should have worry about our bird. Jian, Mrs. Kim, don't worry about Taeyang. he's going to accept Jungkook. Mr. Kim, how are you so sure about that? Jian, I can see in Taehyung's eyes as Mrs. Kim told us Taehyung just not understanding his feelings. All of their eyes are focused on Taehyung. They are waiting for Taehyung's response. Jungkook assured Taehyung that there is no pressure on him. Taehyung has a choice to reject or not. Jungkook knows if Taehyung rejects him, he is going to broken completely. But he wants Taehyung to fully involve in this relationship, not because of his parents. So he take risk. Jungkook looked at Taehyung eyes, waiting for answer. Taehyung, I don't know why I accepted your deal for 1 month dating at the morning. I felt something inside me, like my instinct telling me to try this for clarity of my mind. I want to assure you that I accepted your offer not because of our family. I know our family want us together, but they never put pressure on us for anything. If they are thinking about our marriage, I thought maybe they saw something between us which we do not see. Maybe after 1 month we can also be able to see what they are seeing in us as a couple. I believed in their decision and also my instinct. So there is no force. I really want to try out our relationship. I want to tell you, I never dated anyone before this. I have zero experience in dating, so don't expect more from me, Hyung. Jungkook, I expect your presence, nothing more. Taehyung, I will be there, Hyung. I can do that. Jungkook, tomorrow what time are you free? Taehyung, I will let you know. Hyung, but now I have to go to the studio. Jungkook, okay? Both Jungkook and Taehyung got up from their seats and their parents immediately went outside of office. Jungkook and Taehyung came inside office. Then they saw office door open and their parents came inside. Taehyung, oh, mom, dad, you came. Can you drop me to my studio? Mr. Kim, of course. My Taehyungi, let's go. Jungkook, all of you had lunch? All parents, yes. All the parents and Taehyung went from company. Kim family went to. Next day morning, Taehyung woke up at 7 a.m. in the morning. He remembered Jungkook told him yesterday that they are going to date, but both of them never exchanged their number. Taehyung rested his head on his headboard of the bed. He closed his eyes and started to think about all the events which happened yesterday. He recalled how his dad talked about arranged marriage of Jungkook and Taehyung, how they gave a time to engagement, how Jungkook convinced him to date with him. Taehyung himself stated how he agreed to Jungkook without any argument. He can't believe himself. Every time he looked at Jungkook, he felt something in Jungkook's eyes for him, but he didn't know what it is. From the breakfast to leaving their office, Taehyung observed all the movement of Jungkook and he also took little glances in between their talk. He is feeling something new, but he is not getting what it is. The confession of Jungkook in front of the media, saying that he is already taken by someone, in Taehyung's opinion, Jungkook shouldn't have so that much confidence in their relation, which is just beginning now. But by the statement of Jungkook, Taehyung knew Jungkook is more than what he thinks. Jungkook is going to make Taehyung fall for him. Taehyung is questioned himself. He knows he is cold towards everyone. Whenever someone tried to flirt with him, he started to pursue him. He started He started to getting irritated by that. That is the main cause. He is still single. He never bothered about that. The most important, their parents also never asked him to date anyone. He is successful in his own business. He earned money, bought penthouse for himself. But he never moved out from his family. He just didn't want to leave their parents. On the other hand, Jungkook is also single. Maybe mom and dad thought we can make good couple together. Taeyong is very deep in his thought. Then he heard knock on the door. He got up from his bed and opened the door. His mom is standing with tea. Taeyong, good morning, mom. Taeyong greeted his mother and kissed his cheek. He tried to hug Mrs. Kim, but Mrs. Kim showed Tae to his son. Taeyong sighed and let his mother enter in his room. Mrs. Kim kept tray on the table and turned to see his son. Taeyong hugged his mother like cola, and he didn't say anything. Mrs. Kim let his son hug him. After a minute, Taeyong broke the hug and said his mom to sit on the sofa. Both Taeyong and Mrs. Kim sat on the sofa. Taeyong leaned on his mother while keeping his head on the shoulder of his mother. Mrs. Kim looked at his son. First time his son showing some emotions. Mrs. Kim started concerned about his son. Then he kept his other hand on Taeyong's head and started to caressing his hair. Mrs. Kim, what happened, baby? Why are you worried? You look worried. Mrs. Kim asked his son. Taeyong is still leaned on Mrs. Kim's shoulder and didn't speak anything, so Mrs. Kim pushed himself to talk more. Mrs. Kim, is something happened, baby? What are you thinking? Taeyong didn't move from his place, but he answered, Taeyong, I am just confused, Mama. Mrs. Kim didn't understand what his son is saying. He didn't know why Taeyong is confused, so he again asked his son. Mrs. Kim, for what, baby? Taeyong to date Jungkook, Mama. Mrs. Kim now understood why his son's face is showing different emotions. Today, the moment Taeyong saw Jungkook, his face showing different emotions, he is little bit acting different. Mrs. Kim now know love can change anyone and anything. He himself is bad boy when he is in college, but Mr. Kim's love changed everything about him. Now Mrs. Kim thought making Jungkook his son-in-law is best decision of his life after accepting love of Mr. Kim. So he asked his son, Mrs. Kim, what is there to be confused? Taeyong, you know, Mama, I never dated anyone in life. I always focused on my passion, that is making candle and researching on perfumes, but that always make me happy. Whenever any boy or girl tried to approach me, I felt irritated, so I always pushed the people, so tried to come to me near. After saying that, Taeyong stopped talking. Mrs. Jian is still not getting his son. Mrs. Kim, so Taeyong, so yesterday when Jungkook asked me to date him, I accepted him. I am stunned by myself for that. Why I didn't push away Jungkook like I did to others? Why I allow him to close near me? Why his closeness not irritating me like others, Mama? I am so confused on my own behavior now. Oh, This is the reason why my son is confused early in the morning. Mrs. Kim thought himself. I thought I am only confused by Thang's behavior, but Thang he himself confused by his behavior. Then Mrs. Kim made his son to sit properly and look at his face. He said his son to look at him. Mrs. Kim, you know Thang, when your dad proposed me in the college, at that time I was a playboy. All the college knows I was not a good person. I also myself knew that, but you know, when Mr. Kim proposed me, I didn't know what happened to me. I accepted him without any thought. That day I myself confused like that when why I accepted him without thinking. Then one of my roommate told me maybe it was my instinct knows that he is best person for me. That's why my heart accepted him. Then he told me to you should try to this relationship with full heart. Then only you know your instinct is correct or not. Then what are you implying, Mama? Mrs. Kim, I am saying how I accepted Mr. Kim's proposal like that. You should also accept Jungkook's proposal to date. So you should try it without trying. How you will get answer from your confusion. Then I will try, Mrs. Kim, but don't irritate my son-in-law. He is an angel. Mrs. Kim said with so much adoration and for his son-in-law. Taeyong scratched his eyebrow together, looking at his mother, who is calling Jungkook as angel in front of him. He never called him angel. Taeyong, why are you so much attached to him and you never called me angel? Oh, don't sulk. An angel name suits to my cookie. Then for me, Mrs. Kim, for you, devil suits more. Mrs. Kim started to laugh himself after saying that, and Taeyong is looking at his mother with pout. Taeyong, Mama. Mrs. Kim, okay, freshen up and came to breakfast. I think our tea is get cold. Come downstairs. Taeyong took bath and get ready to go his shop. He came out downstairs and saw his father and mother waiting for him on breakfast table. Taeyong, you should eat. How many times I told you to not wait for me? Mr. Kim, how many times we told you we can't eat without you? Mrs. Kim, okay, sit down, take care. Take your toast and egg crumble. Taeyong took egg scramble and toast, which remembered him about Jungkook, how Jungkook knew about his favorite food. He wanted to ask his mom about that, but he thought he already talked a lot in the morning, so he gave up the idea of asking his mother about this. Taeyong, Dad, why are you wearing suits? Are you going somewhere? Mr. Kim, yeah, I'm going to company. Taeyong, but why? Jungkook is CEO now. You should rest. Mr. Kim, there is a lot of things in the company. I have to transfer the paper and documents legal to him. I want to help him. He is taking a lot of burden on his shoulder. At least I can do that for him. All of them have their breakfast while Mrs. Kim is still breaking with his husband. Taeyong got up from his chair, kissed his mom and father and left home and drive to his shop. When Taeyong reached at coffee shop, he saw Jimin, Jin and Hobie. All are busy with customers. The coffee shop is completely crowded. When he went to counter, sit on the stool waiting for his friends to come back. After an hour, the coffee shop is less crowded now. because after college and office time it is crowded up to 10 a.m. Then Jimin, Jin and Tae, who was helping them, come towards to their seats, and Hobie is still attending few customers. Taeyang, today is very busy day for us, isn't it? Jin Hyung, just the beginning, my baby. We still have whole day. Taeyang, whatever. Our business is doing well. Actually, the coffee shop is established by Jin Hyung, Taeyang and Jimin together. When three of them dropped out from college, they really worked hard and they became successful. They have other branches of the coffee shop which are handled by their trusted people. After some years of establishing coffee shop, Taeyang saved money from coffee shop. Then he started to the business of scented candles. But Jimin and Jin and Hobie still help him to supply management of scented candles. Then even sell those candles in coffee shop. Overall, their friends group is best group forever. Jimin, you are looking something different. Jin, yeah, I can also feel that. Yeah, I have news for you, Hyung. Yesterday I wanted to tell you, but you both were already went, and you will not tell me. Taeyangi, Hobie said, working towards them, and they all laughed. Of course I will. Jimin, I had dinner date with my boyfriend. Jin, me also with my boyfriend. Taeyang, oh, you both are so bimfat for your lovers. You almost all the week goes to dinner date. Jimin, we are not like you single. Taeyang, not anymore. Jimin, up. What? Taeyang, why are you all yelling? Hobie, because you said. Jin, not single anymore. Jimin, yeah, and how is this possible? Taeyang, yeah, I am going to date Jungkook finally. All said in union. Taeyang thought they will show some shocked or surprised reaction, but he didn't get anything over then. Finally, Taeyang thought maybe they said this because Taeyang is finally going on date. But Taeyang is wrong here because Jimin, Hobie and Jin didn't say it finally for Taeyang. They said finally for Jungkook. Like Jian and Kim family, Taeyang's friends also knew that Jungkook is head over heels for Taeyang. They are waiting for Jungkook's confession to Taeyang. Taeyang, you all are not shocked hearing this news. Jimin, why should we? We are waiting for this moment. Hobie, we should call party today. Jin, yeah, we should get a party from you. Taeyang, no, we can't. Hobie, so why so? Taeyang, I am going on date. Jimin, oh, full on speed. Jin, I am so happy for you, my princess. Taeyang, what the heck, Hyung? I am not princess. Jin, Taeyang, you act like cold prince, but that doesn't mean you are prince. We know you are always princess. Taeyang, you pavos. Whatever, I am going to candle studio. Don't disturb me. I am not princess. How can these pavos judge me without any proof? Taeyang mumbled himself and stand up from the stool to go to his studio. Jimin, from now on only your Jungkook is going to disturb you, not us. Jimin said and went inside the kitchen where as Jin and Hobie went to attend customers fastly. Taeyang went to his candle studio with an annoying face. When Taeyang entered his studio, he checked his mails and orders. He started to make candles. Taeyang always feels making candles always makes him to feel relaxed. He always forget about his worries and problems whenever he is making candles. It's almost 5 p.m. Taeyang still didn't get Jungkook's call or for date. Taeyang started to mimic Jungkook. We will go on date daily for a month to know each other. He intimidated Jungkook's sound and body posture while crashing his hands on his chest like Jungkook. After that, he himself started to laugh on his own behavior. He thought, I am acting like silly. What happened to my cold, bold and cool behavior? It's all because of you, Jungkook. I am giving you opportunity. You should impress me. While Taehyung is intimidating Jungkook, he didn't saw someone is looking at him with so much love and affection that someone finally decided to talk. I didn't know you are such a good imitator and observer. Taehyung looked above and he shocked, stunned and surprised and embarrassed because in front of him there is standing very cute, confident man, Jungkook. Hey everyone, this is it for today's episode. I hope you will love it, and all the episodes link I will get in the description box, so please check it out. And please do comment section. Please leave your comments for your feelings, and if you have any question. Okay, see you in the next episode. Bye.